What's up, traders? It's Douglas on trading. Today we're going to go over a scalp in the oil market in CL. It's more like a reversal half swing trade. You know, we weren't in it forever, but it was a little bit bigger than a scalp. And it was based on volume profile and Bookmap. Okay, and this is why I took this reversal. So let's get into it real quick. We're going to go over the recording I had of the live trade earlier today, and I'll just show you why I got in and what happened. So let's get straight to it. So if you take a look at the chart here, you'll see oil's been down all day long, and then we get hung up a little bit. Basically since 5 o'clock, we really start kind of going sideways, but it's still on a downward trajectory with the momentum. And then we get to about 7:34 where it really starts getting hung up. And so what I'm looking at, the first thing I'm looking at is the volume profile, okay? So if you look over here to the right, that's the volume profile. It's a bit of a mess. There's not like a dramatic, obvious place, okay? Except for if you take a look at this one bar right here, that's kind of the final big bar before volume starts dropping off. This is a 7-day volume profile composite. All right, so price, as you can see, has been more accepted up above in these areas. All right, there's a lot more volume up above, so that's where price has been spending more time, more volume, more traders were interested in trading there. And so that's what this is based on. We get down to the last bit of that, and I'm hoping that it'll continue to be held up by that final bit of volume, that below that there's just not enough interest, and that it'll start pushing up, okay, for this reversal play. Now beyond that, and let's play this video here, beyond that we have Bookmap over here. And so Bookmap is the orders that are currently in the book. So at this time, and I kind of bounce back and forth quite a bit here. So there's just more volume down here. It's at this bar, it's below this bar. So what we're hoping for is that this little bit of volume that's resting in the book is going to be kind of our safety net. All right, and that the volume over here in the volume profile, that's previous volume, but that the traders will be once again interested in this area enough to push up. All right. And so what happens, you can see there's a little bit of mess of entries and exits. And so really what happened there is I got in and then price wasn't doing exactly what I wanted. And so then I got out, and then I got in, then I got out, and then I got back in. And that took a hefty hit to my profits on that, because I would get in and then get out in a worse place, get in, get out in a worse place, get back in. And so I'm actually down quite a bit here, but the setup is still good. If I had just trusted my initial thought, then I would have been golden on this trade and made a bunch of cash. But as it was, I made up for those losses and ended up with a small amount of cash in the pocket. And so as you can see, price is kind of bouncing around over here, but it's being hung up on this last volume bar. And then in Bookmap to the left, you'll see that it's still being supported by these traders down here. All right, now you never know what's going to happen in the future. Some sellers, aggressive sellers, could come in and just start pushing down and push right through this buying liquidity down here, and just go right through this lower volume area, you know, kind of use it as a catalyst to break through the noise down there. But that's not what happened, fortunately for me. So let's speed this up a little bit. See if I can speed it up a little bit so you guys can kind of see. It took a while for this to play out. So it was kind of painful. It was a little painful waiting for it, as you could tell by the getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out situation. But the main thing that I do is I go for much bigger winners than my losers. This took me a long time to get used to. and I may just be benefiting from the current market volatility. If the market gets slow, we'll see what happens after that. But for now, my winners have been 1.5 to 2 times bigger than my losers. And so when I lose like I was doing before this trade, it's not that big a deal, to be honest, because I know I can make up for it with one good trade. And that's what happens here. So I'm going for 30 ticks in the CL. I'm going for 30 ticks, which is $300. And then my second target's much higher than that, but you'll see. Okay, so there I cut the tape short so people wouldn't have to sit through forever. I cut the tape short so we can see that I ended up getting those 30 ticks. All right, so it all worked. Having some technical difficulties. All right, so right now what's happening is we're up into the biggest volume area, and so 30 points or 30 ticks, otherwise 30 ticks was a great place to get out right there, because it was at that other point of high volume, which could be a catalyst to, or a barrier for price going higher. And then I moved my second target and got out basically at the very high, because 8:30 was coming up. The market opened for me. I'm in Central Time, and I don't know what's going to happen when the market opens. I don't really like being in trades during that. So the fact that we were at this highest point of volume and the market open was happening, I thought the risk was at that point just too great for the market to perhaps reverse and start heading back down like it had done the rest of the morning. And so that's why I got out. And then what ends up happening is this gets hung up in this area for about 30 minutes. All right, so I was done trading for the day. It gets hung up here for 30 minutes, just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then it does start creeping higher, at least by 20 more ticks. All right, so if I'd held on for a really long time, I would have profited more, but I felt pretty good about the fact that I got out at the high before the pullbacks started, right? So I don't want to be sitting through 30 minutes of a range going on. So I was pretty happy where I got out, and that was the trade for the day. All right. Now we wish that we had just stuck with our very first trade. It would have been a great day, but as it was just a good day. All right, so that's a little bit how I play volume profile. That's how I use Bookmap. I use them together, and they seem to be pretty happy. Take care, guys. I'm out.